So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna mess with the camera or anything. I'm just gonna play for a few minutes. Very exciting. Also not very good at this. I kind of prefer playing with the arrow spray in general, but it's just so weak for combat that it's just hard to justify. It's kind of tricky to deal with motion controls when you've got a microphone starting which one. Situate myself into arm. Oh, okay. Not very good. Always thought that the Splatfest music's always kind of a little bit lame compared to the normal music. Like it's all bubbly and stuff, which is cool, but not the guy I wanted to go to. Oh. It kills me that the dualies have so much range. I just haven't spent a whole lot of time in general playing this so far. I played a lot of it first, but that was a while ago. And yeah, I'm doing that thing where every few rounds I quit out to go scrub the ability slot from the Splatfest tee. Since it's like way cheaper to do that during the Splatfest, you can get a lot of the ability chunks or whatever out of it. Even though I only have like 2 pieces of level 3 equipment so far. Level 4, I guess. This kills me, even during Splatfest. Like, I guess it is trying to search for Mayo heathens right now to match you against. Like, practically every round I've played so far has been against other catch-up people. But even then, it shouldn't take this long before it says Uncle and just matches you with other people who are on the same team. There we go. Like, I love that the matches in this game are so quick, and you can just kind of bang them out one after another, but there's just too much downtime in between. Like, sometimes it's real fast, but not always. And during Splatfest, it seems to be more. I like playing this map like once. So I'm using the Pro controller with motion turned on, obviously. I've been trying to get better with the dual Joy-Cons, use them separately. And I am. I like the kind of increased range of motion, but my problem is that I suck at the game, for one. But, so to turn, when you're holding the right Joy-Con, you just kind of pivot at your wrist. But my dumbass is still wanting to do the full-on Wii motion where I kind of crane my entire arm around. That doesn't really quite pick up that entire motion. So I need to get better at just kind of convincing my brain to only move my wrist and nothing else. And then it does seem like you can be really, really great doing a dual setup like that. I think I've played against this person before. Shit. Just can't escape this guy. Die. This map seems like it's going to be really good for trying to sneak behind enemy lines. The lines keep shifting. Like whenever the platforms move over to one direction, everyone kind of stops paying attention to the other direction. Of course, to get stranded out here, you can't really get back. Alright, just clean up over here. Forget about the existence of the special. Could have popped right there. I don't do very well in the standings with the end zap. keep going until I unlock the ability on the shirt and then quit out because you still can't just switch weapons, which is crazy. Pretty sure the catch-up power thing on the left is just determined by sheer win-loss, so that's gonna be rough. Because I've won like 1 of those 5 matches. Oh, or I'll do it now. That works too. Also, I do actually have a camera turned on right now, but I'm just kind of not feeling camera-y, I guess. So, we'll kind of hide that away. So it does dog shit damage, but I'm gonna try going back to the arrow spray for a bit just because it gets so much more ground covered. It seems like there are a lot of weapons like that that are only viable in one mode or the other. Like, if you're playing ranked, the arrow spray is just bad news. Like my first ranked match was the capture the flag thing, and you watch your enemies pop, watch your teammates pop up at the beginning of the round, and we were all holding arrow sprays, and it's like, oh great, good, this is going to go fantastic. He got steamrolled. I tried out the bucket a lot. Choose to ignore that guy. Sorry, man. Good, great, cool. Like one of the best things you can do in this game is try to defend the landing indicators for your teammates as they jump in, because so many people don't pay attention to it die. See, when things are going this well, I tend to assume that their team might be down for I wish it would expand the little chat things you can do. Not a lot, but just a few more, like, in addition to this way, if you could say, oh, I have this area, or if when you're looking at the map and you've got the cursor going, maybe if you could go, oh, someone handle this area that I'm hovering my cursor over right now. Like, I get why they don't want to do voice chat. Nintendo's never really going to commit to voice chat, but having a little bit more built-in communication like that could really help. Woo. Alright, let's scrub it. You. Here. Make it clean. Fire. 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 I saw Dark Tower tonight. Matthew McConaughey was just so very bad in it. It was a bad movie with some good performances. Idris Elba was really good. The Kid was pretty good. Everyone thought The Kid was going to be bad, but no, McConaughey was just... man. Rough. And, you know, he's obviously a capable actor, and it was just the directors. A, bad direction. B, the director having studio breathing over his neck the whole time, assuredly. That whole thing was just a train wreck. I kind of enjoyed it in the moment. Like just watching it. So it wasn't awful. Bare minimum I wanted out of the movie was like one scene of Roland just, you know, killing 50 dudes in the span of like 60 seconds, and technically it fulfilled that requirement, so I was at least entertained somewhat sitting in the theater, but even that action was just not... It was workmanlike. It was serviceable action. God, yeah, I don't know. Like, if I hadn't read the books, I would have fucking hated this movie. Because, yeah, there are a lot of changes, and almost all of them can be kind of justified by the fact that this isn't exactly an adaptation. This is sort of a sequel, and because of the way, like, stuff happens in the books, they have built in just the ability to do stuff a lot differently this time. So it's not like I didn't like it because there were changes from the books, like, that was fine. And even the idea of making the kid the main character and trying to turn it into a young adult thing, because young adult is like a dirty word. No, I've read more young adult books than anything else over the past year. Even that is a pretty valid idea. It's a pretty good idea, honestly. It's probably the right way to go. And assuming maybe the later movies you would then put Roland more at the center. But every step of the way, the execution was just awful. It was really a bummer. And he knew it was going to be bad. Like, it's not like this was some massive surprise. And it's very clearly the kind of movie that was lost in the editing bag. It wouldn't surprise me if there was some other potential edit of the movie that could be somewhat decent. I don't know if there would be any version that could be great, just because of some of the decisions made in the script. But it could have been better, at least. It could have felt like a complete movie. What we got doesn't even feel like a complete story. It felt like a movie that had a half hour of exposition cut out because they were afraid people would get bored, I guess. Or maybe because just a lot of the other stuff they had was bad. A thousand other reasons. It's frustrating. Because there was something there, like, it could, in this version, with the adaptation decisions they made, the cast they had, the director they had, even, like, everything, it never was going to be what a lot of people would have wanted it to be, but it still could have been a whole lot more than it was. Yeah. And the weirdest thing is that they're still saying, like yesterday, I think I saw some headline that Glenn Zara or someone, I'm playing Wired right now. I guess it's not Splatoon without communication errors. But they announced, oh yeah, the first season of the TV show, they secured a showrunner for it. Because they're still saying they want to do that thing that originated with the, when it was going to be a Ron Howard thing, I think. Doing a movie, like a season of TV, filling in the world, filling up some backstory, and then, like, hopefully, eventually another movie. And they're still saying they're going to do that, but then this first movie, and this is another thing where it seems like it must have been a last-minute change as they're pushing it out the door, but Ketchup Power 2058.5. Okay. The movie is damn near standalone. Like, it resolves... Again, this isn't really directly following any of the books, but it resolves a lot more than I thought it would, and just based on the books, you can look at it and say, okay, well, yeah, there's, like, more stuff that could happen. Things yet to be resolved, but as far as in the movie, like what they say in the movie and what they set up in the movie and what they say about the world, it really seems like they resolve everything and it's over. And it's like, if they jump into a season of TV or jump into a sequel movie, it would feel almost jarring after how much this one seemed to wrap up everything thoroughly. So one of those movies where you just wish you could bribe someone and get all the dailies and spend some time in Premiere and put together your own cut of a movie, because I bet it could have been better. You know, you don't always want to assume studio interference is a bad thing, but most of the time it kind of seems like a bad thing. Every once in a while you get the Donnie Darko situation where the studio steps in and, like, saves the movie because the director's vision was actually, like, maybe kind of bloated and maybe not very good. But yeah, I don't know, man. Sony Pictures just quite losing streak. Pretty much the only thing they got going for them is the Spider-Man deal they cut with Marvel Studios. And even then, they're still gonna go do their own, what do you call it? The Spider-Man villains movies. They're still saying they're gonna go do themselves, which won't be part of the MCU. And even Spider-Man didn't not do very well. Like, it's Spider-Man, it did great, but wasn't it like the lowest? No, it was the biggest second week drop for any Marvel movie, which is not great. It was like 65% drop or something severe. I don't know. I hope someone is crazy and stupid enough to spend the money on another Dark Tower thing, though, whether it's a low-budget TV season or an actual sequel movie, because I don't know. I want to see them get one more shot. by the end of the first movie, I do think, again, I'm on board with most of the changes they made in the adaptation, but by the end of the movie, I think they put themselves in a pretty severe corner as far as where they can go from here. But even then, I want to see him take one more shot, just because Idris Elba is so good, and the kid is really good. There's this neighbor kid character in the movie though who only shows up for a couple scenes, but he's like astoundingly bad. Really bad, and it's like, man, who's that, the director's kid or something? Like Glenn and Mad Men. So yeah, I don't know. Dark Tower. Kind of a bummer. Yep, damn. Don't talk and Splatoon. I was gonna drop out again there. Checking the stream on my phone real quick. I can see it's working fine, but I'm just curious if the name updated. Cause yeah, it did. For some reason the link in Twitter is still just saying test. Maybe just hasn't cached from the last time I posted the link. But yeah, so, Dark Tower is not great. It was a decent looking movie. I'm searching for nice things to say about it, that's kind of it. The best thing I can say about it is that it's not awful, it's not offensively bad. Like, the worst thing about it is just how bland and forgettable and by committee the whole thing feels. Cause like, fuck yeah, man, booyah. Cause nothing ever feels awful, nothing feels completely unsalvageable. What was good about it? There were a couple, kind of fish out of water Thor moments where for a little bit so Roland winds up in New York and he's gotta get medical attention, so he's like talking to this talking to hospital staff, and there's kind of some real stock standard fish out of water stuff, but the type of thing that generally works if you've got good actors. Like, you would really have to try to fuck it up. See, this is one of those moments where I wish on here I could point a cursor and say, you guys go over there. So I'm going to try to sneak behind the other way. Damn it. If someone gets up behind you, it's going to be pretty much screwed. Also very bad at keeping in mind that you can, at any time, teleport to other people. I don't think I'd actually seen that special yet. This was going really well there for like the first 45 seconds. And then Somewhere it all went wrong. And yeah, the action in the movie was okay. Like, it was nothing special at all, but it got the job done. The sound of the guns was really cool. Like his, forged from Excalibur revolvers are meaty as hell sounding. Pretty close one. Yeah, it's one of those frustrating movies that you just can't get out of your head. It was okay though, I didn't hate it. Like, if I hadn't read the movie, if I hadn't read the books, I think I would have hated it because there is such a lack of world building. Like, anytime anyone mentions about how the world has moved on or different realities or stuff that's happened in the past, just the way characters talk about it and the way exposition isn't even delivered, it's just alluded to in a way that's really frustrating. But so if I hadn't read the books, I would have hated it, I think, but as is, I kind of enjoyed it, I guess. I'm just more forgiving of movies in my advanced age, I guess. There's more and more stuff like that, like Christ, Gods of Egypt, that fucking thing with the white cast, and that very much felt like a product of like Golden Age studio system Hollywood, in all the worst ways, but then also in a couple of the good ways where it's just very earnest, and wears its dumb heart on its dumb sleeve. And then the Warcraft movie was also a bad movie that I found myself rooting for just because it was kind of, it's adapting a story that already had these turns, but just the fact that it's a big summer blockbuster that has stakes, that follows through on those stakes, and was a big budget post Lord of the Rings fantasy movie that felt unique. Like, it didn't feel like Lord of the Rings, it didn't feel like some weird cheap off-budget thing, it felt like Warcraft, it felt like its own thing. As someone who can remember practically none of the Warcraft lore, I was like, oh cool, this feels like its own unique thing. I can kind of root for it. But, yeah, I don't know. Going soft. I also just hardly see any movies. Like, this is... I actually saw 2 movies this week. I saw Dunkirk with my dad, and then this. It's the first time in ages that I've seen 2 movies in a week. But I've still probably seen 6 movies this year, if that. Which is like way less than I used to always see. And some of that is just time, because I don't have the time I used to, and some of that is money because movies are expensive, and it's no longer as easy to get into free screens in Chicago as it used to be. And then also time and my work schedule just means that I couldn't make a lot of those screens if I wanted to. It tends to be at 7, and you have to get there an hour and a half early to get seats because they're always overbooked. But still, I hardly see any movies anymore. So my entire tastes and my movie-going habits, period, have just been kind of changing. I need to start seeing that, though. I miss being part of the hashtag conversation. that was supposed to be sarcastic, but at some point you start saying hashtag in real life enough that it stops being sarcastic and starts being something you actually say all the time. So maybe you have to accept that it's just a word. And yeah, Dunkirk was... It was pretty good. It's, so... And I know this is the stereotypical criticism of Chris Nolan movies, but I generally find his movies to be very kind of cold and impersonal, and I tend to not really care about any of the characters as humans. And the same was mostly true here. Like, I cared for them in the sense that they were people who I wasn't made to hate, who were just in a bad situation. And you would like to see them get out, even though I couldn't tell you a damn thing about any of the characters. It's hard to tell them apart for a lot of the movie, frankly. But there's such incredible tension in it throughout. There's just this ticking clock sound effect that's almost like built into the score through the movie. And it's... Yeah, it is a tense movie. And I guess it was pretty good. I had a good time. You know, it doesn't really have much to say about the human condition other than we can overcome things with perseverance. But, you know, movies don't always need to be saying something. The best movies always do say something, but still you can have a pretty good movie without really setting out to say anything, really. Alright, cool. I think I'll scrub the shirt anyway. Dow. So So there's a lot of stuff frustrating about this game, mainly the fact that it's more than a reskinned Splatoon 1. It's more than a Splatoon 1 mod. It's also not as much as you would expect from a sequel. But really the only thing I wanted was for the hub area to be made into like a Phantasy Star Online or Destiny style multiplayer hub. Like right now, just running around, going into stores, looking at me versus stuff. I just want to see other players in real time running around and doing that, and maybe I can walk up to someone and hit the D-pad for the dance button or something, you know? But just to have other players jumping around here, having fun, trying to teach each other how to jump up onto things or to like get out of bounds. You know, like in the Destiny hub, like that would be really cool in this, especially during this whole Splatfest like party atmosphere. But it was not to be. And you know, I'd want to say, oh, maybe Splatoon 3, but I have a feeling that kind of falls under Nintendo's reluctance to join the modern world as far as gameplay stuff, online stuff. Maybe hoping for that in the next game is a bit much. Did I just entirely forget? Alright, there's a gunshot. Oh, did they actually? Oh, no. For a second I caught this at such an angle that I thought that was a sheer wall. Womp, womp, womp. Ooh. Baller. Let's test it out real quick. I've never been big on rollers, but rollers are like more for ranked because like using them to actually cover ground, they get the job done, but you have to refill so quickly. But just using them as a shotgun is so good. Eventually, once I get better gear. Oh, right, so that's the alt fire, not the special. Alright, so what the fuck is this thing? Hold Z, Huh. Alright. Cool. Take me back. Let's go back. Oh, there it is. I will buy that. Yeah, I don't know what else is coming out for the rest of the summer, movie-wise. Dark Tower seemed to be kind of it. Like, Blade Runner is October? And Thor and all the other big stuff is November, December. There's still a lot I have to go see. Like, again, on the level of bad movie that maybe I'll enjoy because I'm getting old and soft. Valerian, I want to go see. Spider-Man, I still have to see. This has been a really good year for superhero movies. Logan was really, really good. I don't know if I loved it. There's some part of it that doesn't quite connect with me. It might be that I don't love Westerns, and that movie is just a straight-up Western. Not because I inherently have something against the genre, I just always seem to not fully connect on them for some level, or on some level for some reason. Logan was really good. Wonder Woman was great. Sounds like Spider-Man's pretty good. Thor looks really awesome. Fucking come on. What was the... Oh, and mostly a good year for superhero movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was not my favorite movie. So maybe not that. Which was a bummer, because the first one was maybe like my third favorite Marvel movie. This one was just like a bad sitcom episode. There were a lot of individual scenes and a lot of really fun things in the movie. A lot of fun interactions between characters and little quips. Some inventive action set pieces. But the whole main story with his dad was just... Being predictable is not inherently bad, but... Oh hey, I'm actually playing against a male. This is the first time, like, since starting, I think. But being predictable is not awful, it's just... If within the first 5 minutes of a movie you can pick out correctly every single beat for the rest of the movie, you kind of need to bring something additional to the table, and I do not think it did. In the main plot, at least. On the other hand, everything with Yondu in the movie was honestly kind of fantastic. It was good to the end, like the end of the movie, all that stuff was good to the point that it was extremely frustrating that the rest of the movie didn't line up, like didn't get the memo about, oh hey, this movie is actually over here about the family you choose, and yeah. The absentee father versus the shitty but present father, and how everyone feels about those things, and I don't, yeah. There were moments in that movie where going with the roller was a mistake. I hate rollers. Why did I do this to myself? That's not good. Fucking squad. But yeah, no, for the most part, that movie was not the best. Which, you know, what the fuck do I know? And other people dug it. That's the shitty thing about talking about movies on the internet in 2017 is, like, you dislike something and everyone is assuming that you're saying everyone's stupid for enjoying it. Yeah, roller was a mistake. Of course, this whole time I've forgotten that I have the bump. Oh well. I'm just gonna paint Oblivion, because this is going nowhere. I need to play this more and get through more of the single player and level up and everything just to I'm not reliable with the roller. But just to get better weapons and everything, because I wonder if the better version of the Aerospray, like in the original, it was the Aerospray MG? AG, the gold one, was really good. It still had the spreading power, but then also a little bit more damage output. We just have a... Let's try just a splatter shot. Why not? Old Faithful. By the end of the first game, I'd pretty much gone back to Splattershot as a main, because I never got good with any of the other weapons as they were added via DLC. Something inherently hilarious about Mayo Champion. It's interesting watching. I've got the Twitch dashboard open on a second monitor, just watching the bitrate go up and down. I wonder what exactly is. Generally, it's somewhat stable, but there are periods of pretty significant variance. Comcast being Comcast, I guess. I just feel so stupid shitting on Comcast, but it's like they live up to the reputation. There you go. That's a stupid bet. There's nothing in use. Oh, send help. Again, I forget about the special. I don't know how I'm so bad at this. I'm trying to think of what kind of candy this orange and white mix makes me think of. Eat shit. This never ceases to be satisfying, kind of like painting a lot area, but kind of like mildly. Escape. Kind of moving left to right and kind of doing a sprinkler effect. I swear a lot. I'm the reason why I don't put voice chat in this game proper, because I am not family friendly. And I need to be better about it, because it's not like I'm out here trying to be like, oh, I'm cool, I swear. Because I swear I'm decidedly not cool. Yes! I actually killed someone with it. Good, great. That was a good way to spend 5 seconds. I think they got this. Oh. Wow, that was pretty close. A few days ago I had like 2.1% games in a row. Man, I've noticed a trend where if I'm using the arrow spray, I wind up in 1st or 2nd place. If I'm not, I wind up in 4th. Reliably. Catch-up power. Fuck, watching that number. There are moments where I get the same kind of, frustration and anxiety out of this that I get from Overwatch. And kind of the reason why I stopped playing that as much. Not always. Generally, if I stick to, just the standard, turf war, it's pretty fine. But doing ranked, man, and playing with teams that don't really know what they're doing. Not that I'm great, but just match me with someone. Come on. The worst thing about this is that if someone drops out, or at least if it matches in like one person, it resets that timer back to, 2.5 or 3 minutes or whatever. And then it waits another 2 minutes to add another person, and someone leaves before someone finally jumps in, and it resets that timer again, and you wind up in this never-ending cycle until you just have to, bounce out to the main menu and quit the game, restart, which is sometimes longer, which is sometimes shorter than waiting for this. First Splatfest, a couple weeks after the game's out. Not enough players to fill the lobby. Cool. I haven't looked up how this is selling compared to the first one. Like, I would think it would be on par, hopefully. I can see it not doing better as quickly, or not selling as many copies as the first one did, just because even though there weren't a lot of Wii U's out there, it was an established system. Whereas this is still the new hotness. You really make the singing nightmare. I got the stupid Splatoon controller too, which was like a dumb purchase because the Pro controller really is, you know, form factor wise, it feels better than using the Joy-Con holder deal, but man, it's just not a great controller. I mean, it doesn't have a headphone jack. The D-pad is garbage. Like trying to play Puyo Puyo Tetris on this D-pad. Once you get to the harder stuff, it does not work. It's a $70 controller. The Splatoon one? $75 controller. It's insane. But yeah. But yeah, so I finally, you know, I'm not ever going to be taking any of this stuff seriously, but I started getting some lights for this setup. Got the green screen, which is neat more than anything. You know, I don't really see myself doing this all the time, but I figure, hey, it's something cool to do. I should probably try to set up a regular thing just to have, if for no other reason than I'm been working in IT for a long time, but one of the fields I get into is just gaming stuff and video stuff, video producer jobs, stuff like that, and being able to point to being a semi-regular streamer and having streams that don't look like garbage, don't sound like garbage, and maybe ultimately streaming on a somewhat regular basis and having some people watch, type of thing that you can even put on the resume, because 2017 is fucking weird. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out there that is the selfish, shitty reason to be streaming. As any reason to be streaming is pretty selfish, but I just like games. I don't like talking about games. When I was a kid, this friend of mine, Mike, and I would have only did it a couple times, but his mom had a little tape recorder, because this was in the late 90s, cassette tapes, and there were a couple times we would sit there playing Mario 64, and, you know, looking up sheets of, like, supposed secrets and playing through some of the later levels and stuff. And we would record ourselves as we played Mario for an hour. And then later on we would go and listen back to it, kind of like it was our own radio show or something. At some point recently I realized, oh shit, that was like proto-podcasting. I mean, he's gone out there and he's doing actual podcasts and stuff. But I always like that kind of thing. Yeah. show. I'm just gonna go until I get one more slot in the shirt. And scrub it and then go to bed. It's really impossible to listen to this music and not try to assign English lyrics to it. That really sounds like "Come On Everybody." Deepest lore. God, I'm tired. Come on, please don't do this. Just put me into a match. Put me in, coach. Come on. I need to time it, like what the cutoff is for it to be faster to jump out of the game and then start it over again. Because the one thing, just quitting out and loading back in would probably be maybe less than 30 seconds. But the thing that catches you is the first time you boot up the game, you have to watch the whole Pearl and Marina current stages thing, which takes a long time to go through. So ultimately, it probably takes like maybe even a minute and a half. But maybe in most situations, it's not faster. I don't know if I'm gonna play this this weekend to the point where I max out the rank. I need to check if you actually get anything good for it. Like I know in the first game you would get more of the one other, what was it? Shells or something, the other currency. Which I never really used. I kind of stopped playing the game after a while. But yeah, in the first one, there was not really a hugely compelling reason to keep playing to like the top Splatfest rank, which was kind of a bummer. It's like, oh, there should probably be a reason for this. So I wonder if this time if they've added in maybe it's ability chunks or something like that, but I don't know if I'm gonna max it out because it takes a while and I have other shit I should probably be doing. Getting my life in order. Working on skills so I can get a job doing something fucking else someday. I think a couple of other things I've been playing too. Like I've been trying to force myself through Steins Gate, which has taken a while to get going, and I'm not in love with the sci-fi stuff in the story. It's great, fantastic. But man, the anime-isms in that game are like one of the last things I did in the game was I got to a point where I was like, oh cool, the story's finally picking up. Like gathering items to put together this like more extreme version of the time machine. It's like, oh shit, things are gonna get crazy now. And oh no, first you gotta make a detour to go back to your home base and like walking on the girls in the shower because this is an anime and they're all ooh, covering themselves. And I have no patience for just anime fan service bullshit anymore. Like I used to be pretty into anime, but I just can't do that stuff anymore. I just want to kill this guy. I just like the feeling of watching this inky life. It's not that. But I got Steins Gate going through. Started playing Nier 1 a while back after Automata. It's really good. Automata's really good. Oh, there is the gold arrow spray. Shit, but that guy's 30, so I probably have a little way to go before getting it. Cool. I'll do one more. And then peace out. Yeah. Yeah, this is the point at which I get tired and stop thinking of things to say. It's not the best thing for a stream. Could always, you know, just kind of turn the camera back off like that, but... Or no, did I just switch over to the... Did that not? Oh, that was the wrong thing. That was the one I was looking for. And there's me. And here's my webcam test screen, because I just was like, oh, well, what's a background that I can put myself against? Oh, a Quantum Break screenshot, of course. But... So Steins Gate Nier. I got a fucking pile of other games. Still got Horizon Zero Dawn. The Zelda DLC, like the Trial of the Sword. Gotta jump into. Maybe I'll stream that. Why not? Something underrated in this game is getting some walls like that. Like, it doesn't count towards the final percentage, but just setting up paths for you and your teammates to either A, flank, or B, escape. Like, that can determine the outcome of the battle if you have an area to quickly get a height advantage. Like, there's a path already there waiting for you. Fucking crush guys. And, you know, the biggest thing in this game is painting, but the biggest kind of sub-thing to that, turf mode at least, is simply being alive and keeping your teammates alive, so you're spreading paint. And making vertical paths available for you and your teammates is one of the key things in staying alive. Also, is not getting hit by the brush guy every time you walk out into the middle of the goddamn map. Hey, asshole, what are you fucking... Get out of here. I'm very bad at this game, and I swear a lot. Not appropriate for broadcast on Disney XD. That's the thing about the aerospray is you need to learn to either get right the hell up in people's faces or not engage and run. Try to, like, outflank. Because you're just not equipped. Guys, Jesus. Die. Good boy. Son of a bitch. I still don't really like the Splatfest remixes of most of these songs. They lack the punch. Normtendo. I need a better name than just Pete exclamation mark. it's hard to work within that 10 character limit, 'cause my normal ones would be like Pete the Panda or only in theaters. None of those fit. Man, I'm just sucking up the place lately. The champion to catch up. Alright, let's get our shirt scrubbed. And I know this is nitpicky bullshit that people roll their eyes when you complain about, but Nintendo is... God, I love to look at the lights during this. Nintendo is known for squeezing blood out of a stone as far as their hardware goes, and performance and visuals. It's probably really telling that in the hub area, and I think this was the same way in Splatoon 1 on Wii U, but the game runs in 60, but the hub area with as much stuff going on, they can really only get 30 out of it. And that probably goes to, it's probably some of the reasons why the single player isn't a little more built out. It's fine, but... Alright, see, this is the problem. You put, like, a camera in-game, and I'm just gonna spend all my time getting pics. Here we go. Grub-a-dub. I've still yet to use a single ability chunk on anything. I won't fuck with it right now. Alright. Splatoon. Look at this. Look at all this shit on the walls. This is a great example of how cool an idea Miiverse was, and not a lot of games implemented it well. Of the games I played, Splatoon was certainly the best, but it's a shame they don't have it at system level anymore, so it was one of the... For a company so behind the times in online stuff, that was one of the most forward-thinking things. Like, it was a precursor to PS4 communities, and whatever the feature is called in the Xbox One. Yeah, the built-in social network stuff. But anyway, Splatoon. Let's go back to this. Do I have the game audio anymore? No, I don't. To what was this guy's name? It was not Jack Joyce. Jack Skellington, Jack Ryder, Jack Time, Jack Quantum Break, I think it was. That game was okay. That game got a lot of shit. It wasn't not as good as Alan Wake or certainly Max Payne, but anyway, yeah. See ya. I'll probably play something tomorrow. Maybe I'll subject everyone else to some Steins Gate as I try to continue to suffer through it. But yeah, alright. See ya.